I'm wondering if you could tell me what you think of the Fed's bailout, basically, of AIG.
Well, I'm not in a position to really comment one way or the other on whether it was just right, because we weren't asked our opinion. We were informed on Tuesday night. I, of course, have not in my work become an expert on its finances. I understand the argument that if major entities fail, that this could have a negative effect not just on them, but all the people who they owe money to. But I'm not in a position to judge this particular one. I will say that we shouldn't lose sight, though, of why we're in this situation. We've had a number of cases where we've been told by the administration, this is a Bush administration decision, that they've got to do this. It's because there has been no regulation for years. And the fact is that this is this conservative philosophy of don't regulate, let the markets do what they want, don't have any kind of supervision of these risky decisions that's put us in this situation. So the one thing I am convinced of is that beginning next year, we've got to put some strong regulation in here that's going to prevent these kind of irresponsible decisions. The sad fact is that they've already been allowed to make them, and we have these situations where the administration says the world will be in trouble shape if we don't do them. There is one specific area where I'm critical. They told us, Secretary Paulson and Chairman Bernanke, that it was partly, not entirely, maybe not even in a major way, but partly pressure from Europeans in particular who said AIG does a lot of business in our countries. It will be very bad for us if they are unable to meet their obligations. So my question then was, well, okay, have they put up some of the $85 billion? If they are also the beneficiaries of this, and in fact were pressing us to do it, why shouldn't they contribute? And I think our leadership made a mistake in not asking them to contribute. They didn't put in a penny.
Now, I know that you are actually going to be chairing a committee next week, is that correct?
Yes, the committee that I chair is going to have a hearing, and the question is this. We've had the intervention of Bear Stearns. We had the one with AIG. The Fannie Mae Freddie Mac is different because that has been a congressional executive branch dual project with the private sector, and so we had more responsibility there. But to have them intervene with Bear Stearns and intervene with AIG, decide not to intervene with Lehman Brothers, maybe intervene with somebody else in the future, it shouldn't be done on an ad hoc basis, even if there is a need for it. And I, by the way, have a great deal of respect and admiration for Chairman Bernanke of the Federal Reserve, but it shouldn't be his decision alone in our society. So I'm going to have a hearing saying, look, are we going to need to do more of these? Is it the case that the private sector has made so many mistakes, that they have got so much bad debt accumulated, that only if somebody steps in, the federal government, and helps take it off their backs, can our economy function again? If the answer to that is yes, and that's going to be one of the questions, then how's the best way to structure it, rather than simply have the Chairman of the Federal Reserve make these decisions by himself?
I know you stepped out of a meeting to make this call, and I very much appreciate it. That's all I needed.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.